And here's our next project. Just finished the transmission. So now I pulled this out, set it up, just get all my tools ready and start ripping her down. So here's the start. Good evening and welcome back to the channel. I have started to tear down the 4.7. I've got the intake off. That's it right here. It's just all plastic, like 8 bolts, and it just comes right off. Real damn simple. I haven't vacuumed this out yet, but looks like some mice have been in here. It's a nice little forest and nesting in there. That's kind of all nasty. I've started work. I just got this loose. This is the harmonic balancer. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that just came off tonight. I had to go borrow a puller for that. So that's off, and now I'm after my timing chain cover. I'm trying to get that off, get the timing off, get all that ripped off so I can rip it over and take the heads off. So that's where I'm at now. So so far it's been a go. Yeah, I've got a lot of rusty bolts. I still haven't gotten onto the exhaust. Those are going to be a lot of grinding the heads off so I can pull the manifold off, and that way I can have studs sticking out, something to grab a hold of in the aluminum head, because they're going to break. I just know that. And there's not a whole lot to this so far. Just taking off a big chunk of plastic. Got the alternator, which is frozen. Water pump sitting here. And then the fuel rail, and so far just the parts that were on top. Bagging and tagging all my nuts and bolts so I know where they went. So I'm not going to play a game of guessing after I'm done. So there we go. So here's my start. Okay, so where are we at? All right, so this is all, the whole cover is off. This is the last bolt, and set this down right here, and just watch that. Easy, buddy. Okay, so there we go. Just timing cover plate. All right, let me set this down. Stay right there. Okay. That's the first time we've had a good look-see. Let's do this here. Yep. Okay, this is the timing chain. Then you've got different chains here and here. These run your cam chains. You get your cams are sitting up in here. Got one in here, it's overhead cam. So a chain that runs from here, back up here and back down. This one, that's gonna be fun. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take this real slow. This is the first time I've done multiple chains. So we'll see. Okay, so I did my initial cleanup with the vacuum cleaner. Got all the rat's nest out of it. I still need to scale it because there's still some stuff that could fall off and get in trouble. I found something after I cleaned up. Let me get my screwdriver here. Okay, so after some several mishaps, actually I had to take the motor and lift the motor totally up and disconnect it from the engine stand and remount it because it had shifted so much that all the weight was trying to tip it over. So that's my fault. I should have double checked all my work. Okay, so now here I am. I've got all the valve covers loose, and I haven't lifted them up yet, so we're going to do this together. If I can get them loose. These screws don't come out. They come out so far, and then it's kind of like a retainer that keeps them in. Is this loose? Yeah. I got a retainer that keeps them in. There we go. Let me look at the inside of this real quick. Okay. So I don't see any sludge or anything slapped up there. That's good. All right. This part is the cam, and this rolls over. These lobes, they're like egg-shaped. You can see how it comes up high and it goes back down. So every time it hits a high spot, it pushes the valve down, opens the valve up, and lets air pressure in and out. So this is like air in, air out, air in, air out. You know, exhaust, intake, same thing, exhaust, intake, back and forth. Okay, so what I'm looking for now is just looking for a sludge. Feels grainy like sand. But there's like no sludge buildup. Yeah, there's no sludge at all. This is all clean. Just in that area there, it just feels kind of grainy. Just kind of curious. So let's go over to the other side and take a look at it. Let me get a rag. Oh, rag. I got it over here. Got to mount this camera. All right, so let's put this rag in here. All right, so let's pop our lid. See what we got. Come on. There we go. Let's put you over. This one looks drier. No build up or anything there. Nothing. These are clean. Yeah, these are clean. It's kind of like one of the cleanest ones I've opened up. All right, so I've started to drain the oil, so I'll go let that drip overnight, and I pull this off here. Okay, so now we're just gonna let her bleed out overnight, and then I can start rolling her upside down and work on getting that pan off of there. Okay, so I just got her flipped over. This is what she looks like upside down. Okay, and again, I'm still bleeding antifreeze, you know, she's all over the place. All right, so something I just learned, this is sucking here. So I got to pull all these bolts out right here. All right, and that's for the oil pan. And this is what sucks, is this aluminum bracket right here. these two are over the oil pan, which means this has to come off for the oil pan to come off. Well, the engine is being supported by two here. So this is gonna suck. So now I have to go get old Betsy over here and lift up the front of the engine so I can take the weight off of there, so I can take this off, so I can take this off, so I can put this back on, so I can put this back on. Then I can take Betsy off. Okay, bye. All right, so I took this bracket off, so now it's just free hanging. And I've got old Betsy here holding up the front of the engine. And oil pan is now unbolted. So let's take our first look. I've not popped this up yet. Okay. Let's do this here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm seeing no huge amounts of sludge. That's a plus. That just looks like an oil coating, like a glazed door. All right, so I'm okay with that. Let me put this down here. All right. All right, so now this has to come off here and then the oil pan. All right, so that's what it is. So far this isn't too scary. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I took the filler tube off, and then here's the oil pan. Splash shield is what it is. Okay, let's put this off here. Nothing scary there. Let's set this over on the oil pan for now. Now get into the meat and the potatoes. All right. So these are your connecting rods at the bottoms of your pistons, connecting rods here. And here, let me spin it. See if I can spin this. No, I can't lie. That's because I'm bound up against it, that's why. All right, let me get this corrected and I can get this back onto its own mic. So, back in a minute. So, moving along, I pulled the spark plugs out, and some of them I actually had to pound the socket on there because they were just so, the corners are just gone, so it's just like a round nub. So I had to make the thing fit. And luckily, I got them out. These things haven't been out in forever. And if you look at the electrodes, they're just not there. There's a couple of them. So they're just barely there. That one's almost gone. That one's gone. Yeah, these things have been in there forever. Look at it, it's gone. That electrode's gone. So I'm surprised it even ran. It did ran. I mean, I drove the damn thing for a couple feet. Had no brakes in it, so had to just watch what we're doing, but it did run. So anyway, that's that. And then what I've done since then is instead of pulling the head off, I wanted to use this base, a little bit more structure. But these exhaust manifolds here, the bolts were just so decayed. Let me see if I can grab one. Okay, these are better. These were able to actually get a socket on it, and actually they come out, surprised me. But the others, this was all rounded and gone. So I ended up, I just ground the heads off of it, as you see here. I ground the heads off of it and I popped this out. And now I've got, which it's a bad thing, but it's a good thing. It's like, now I got studs here. I can actually grab that and spin them out. The worst case scenario is, I mean, I just don't want to snap them inside this aluminum head. So this way I save myself a little trouble. Hopefully I can grab a hold of these studs and actually back them out a little bit. So anyway, that's one side here, and I'm getting ready to roll it over this way. I'm going to roll it over on the other side and work on the other exhaust manifold. So after that, then I can pull the heads off, because that's next. Okay, back. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, was able to get these two out here. These here, see, these have the collar. I'll jump and grab a little bit more. So that's what I have to do is grind the heads off of it. So these get set. That's what I'm working on now. And then I got this one here. Nothing else there. Okay. So I'll have this off here and okay, so this side is loose. You see I got these all off. Some of them I ground half of them, and then they decided to loosen up on me, so there they are. So I do this one-handed here. It's loose. Come on, you want to come? Yes. All right, so that's what she looks like coming off. All nasty. This shit's coming off of here. This is all junk. Maybe not. It will. All right. So anyway, that concludes the end of my parts bucket. All right, so those are. So my next move now is definitely the timing chain. Take that off, and I gotta take this off because this is blocking this here. So I'll get that off, and I'll get this off, and then the heads can come off. So that'll be my next one. Okay, so it's Thursday night. This is where we are. We're looking at the right head, and we're going to be pulling this head off tonight. And it's cold in here. I don't know if I'll get to the second one. Here's the front, and then here's the left head. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can get one off first and then the other. So here we go. So I got the heads off both sides. Okay, that didn't take very long. Yeah, I'm sitting over here. We'll go there in a second. So anyway, this is the top of the piston heads. If you want to see them, pretty carboned up. They look about the same. I was told that this has a head gasket that was blown, and I haven't really put a lot of time into looking at it, but it was probably due for it anyway. So here's your, I'm gonna roll these pistons around. This is what they do. Okay. So this is the top of the head. Your spark plug, when it sticks out or when it goes in, it comes out here. These are your valves. Head gasket. So I'm gonna have these done, have them cleaned up. That's aluminum. So I'm just gonna have a shop do it. So I'll go deliver these two heads with the valves. So it'll be two heads, set of valves. The block is going and the crank will go, but the rods and the pistons will stay with me. I'll put probably new pistons in it, new rings. He's gonna polish the cams, and he's gonna take a look at the crank, make sure it's good to go, and the bearings. I'm gonna flip this over in a minute. In fact, let's just do that now. Hold a minute. I think you'll want to watch it flip over. Why not? Stuff over here. Can you see it? Yes, you can see it. Okay. So let's roll her over, and I'll show you what I got to take off next. Almost like a girl. Looky here, ain't this cool? Yeah, it ain't falling on me this time. So the oil pan covers all of this here. This is your crankshaft, and the ends of the the pistons. These are the piston rods right here. All that dirt. I'm still dripping antifreeze. Man, this thing just doesn't stop. We'll let it sit for that like that for a few days and clear that out. Okay. So this is what I'm going to have to do. Is again, the engine is being held up by this bracket. I got to pull this bracket to pull. This is a bed plate from here to here. This is called a bed plate right there. Okay, it goes all the way. It's one piece. It holds the crank and the bearings in. I got to pull that bed plate off, which means I got to take this off, which means I got to take this off. So I'm going to reposition this down to this hole here and get to hold the block another way. But anyway, that won't last long because I got to take all that apart. So this is my tomorrow night's chore, taking all this apart. Okay, that's it for that. Okay, so as promised, now it's time to remove the bed plate. I have all the bolts out. I actually, prior to starting the film, I cracked it just so I wouldn't have the embarrassment of struggling. So it is loose, as you can see. Okay, so we're gonna lift this thing up. First time, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna set you down. I'm gonna use two hands. So let's see if this. I absolutely have no idea what you're seeing, so we'll just take a shot at it that way. Jesus. Come on, girl. You want to come up? I know you want. Come on. Oh, Jesus. All right. It's not light. Stay. Okay, these are the lower bearings, crank bearings. Okay, I'm gonna pull these out, and I got to keep them in their correct order. So I'll just gotta set this gently down here for now. Oh, yes I am. Oh, I am. All right, grab the camera. I'm hoping you caught all that. And this is what I got. All right. So those lower bearings right here. Okay, this is the crankshaft here. The spinner. Those are your piston rods that are going up and down. So what I'm going to look for is, when I get this crank out, I'll look at this area right here. I want to just check to make sure that it's not scarred, burned. And it polishes up really nice. Okay. So that's my next move. I got to keep these bearing caps in order. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so this is what I have now. I've taken all the bolts out. I pulled the crankshaft. This is the crankshaft there. Just set it down gently there. Okay, and pulled all the pistons out. I got them sitting on heads in their exact order. And I pulled the upper crank bearings out. These have to stay in order. I'm going to replace these anyway, but you're going to want to number them so they go back in the same hole. And the same thing is when you pair them up, they have to be paired up with their originals there. So this is where we're sitting here. Now I'm going to pop these soft plugs out. I want those out so I can get some new ones in. And I got some other plugs I got to pull out and get it ready to take to the shop. Let's see what else. I got to pull a sensor out too. I got to pull the crank sensor there and pull these 4 plugs in. And then it's pretty much stripped. There's nothing left to go. And Then I'll go ahead and start working the heads and stripping all those down. Okay, move it along. And here is the block totally stripped. Got all the plugs out of it, all the extra bolts. There's nothing. It's ready for the machine shop. Okay, everything's out. Okay, she looks damn naked. No pistons. Oil valley. Nothing in there. Okay, and then there's a crank. I moved it. And then piston. So we're gonna work on these now and start stripping all this out and get these as get all of this, the plugs and stuff out of it, soft plugs. So I did have one mishap, as I dropped the plug. It hit the floor, and I think it flew so far that I can't find it. I've been under everything, and you ever have one of those things where the bolt just drops and you'll never find it again? So I'm in search of a plug. By the way, off to the heads. So here's the heads ready to go. Got the block all cleaned up, needle gunned it, the scaler. So I got all the rust knocked off of it, and she's ready to go in the back of the truck and to the shop.